What's the word, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Big Will, back with another episode, Life After Prison. Let's run it. It's the word, YouTube. You know who it is. It's your boy Big Will. Excuse me. On this episode, I'm gonna get into how the gods made me pack my shit and sent me to another facility because they claim I had too much power. You know, I had a following of people, loyal soldiers, if you want to call them that would, you know, like I say, go to chow when I went, not before. You know, if I hung around in the unit, they'd hang with me. Coming back from chow, they wouldn't get up from the table till I was done eating, you know, whether they were done or not. And I was a worker. I was a unit worker. I had a lot of free time, you know, a lot of free time. I was out all the time, able to work out. You know, people needed water, hot water, drinks. You know, there was several of us, but I was one of them. So I was earning my 10 days a month. Good time, you know what I mean? I was going to school. I always kept my cell clean, you know, shit that they required. I would have the COs fuck with me by coming in and fucking with my cell, you know what I'm saying? Like, take the pictures down off of my bunk I had a bottom bunk, so right up underneath it, I would hang the pictures up of my kids and my wife, you know, family, things like that, you know. We hang them up with toothpaste. We get that state toothpaste and we hang our pictures on. That's what we hang our pictures on the wall with, or we hang them on our bunks with. Again, I was a worker, so I always had wax and shit like that, you know what I mean? So I would hang pictures up of chicks from the Maxim magazines. These guys know what I'm talking about. These guys that have been there. And we would shellac them, you know what I'm saying, to the bed. We'd wax it out. This way, when the guards came down and tried to take it out, they couldn't do it. They couldn't rip it out, you know what I mean? They want to write you up for it, but, you know, you'd be like, nah, that was there when I got here, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of times they wouldn't fuck with it, but if it's on the wall, when they come in for cell inspection every morning, they'll take your pictures down off the wall. Some COs, you know what I mean? They fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? Some COs won't, you know, but, you know, once you're there and you're comfortable, you know, and you got the same COs every day, you know, you become a worker for certain shifts because, you know, you get along better with different COs. I always took the 3 to 11 shift as a worker because you just had more time out, you know what I'm saying? In the morning, I like to sleep in, you know what I'm saying? I didn't eat breakfast a lot, you know, so, like I said, a lot of my soldiers wouldn't go for breakfast. They'd stay in, you know what I'm saying? Except for different shit like pancakes, things like that, you know what I mean? Or if we had eggs, I'd go down for the protein. So like I said, I was making my 10 days a month good time, and I was comfortable, you know what I'm saying? I had a bottom bunk. I was basically out from 3 to 10:30 is when they locked us down, right before shift change. So I was good, you know. I had a lot of freedom. Excuse me, I had a lot of freedom, you know what I mean? After chow, when everybody's locked down, me and the boys would be able to work out, you know what I mean? Like I said, the COs that hired us on their shift as workers, you know, they knew we'd work out, and people who who have been in know that, you know, they don't like you to use water bags, right? If they find, if after we work out, if someone was to keep them, and then they did a, you know, if they come in and did a cell search or a shakedown or whatever, if you got caught with them, it'd be contraband. You know what I mean? You'd get a DR, and sometimes they want to lock you down for 3 days, or, you know, bullshit, whatever. Depends on the CO that finds it. You know what I'm saying? Again, if it's the COs that we were on their shift that they hired us, they knew we would work out. Yeah, you know, we take the mop stick. We take the mop stick and use the water bags and use that for weights. You know what I'm saying? And you know, do dips or pull-ups off the stairs. Do dips off the stairs when it's inside. You know what I mean? If it's outside rec, we would do squats. You know, put another inmate on your shoulders and you do squats. We didn't have no workout. We didn't have any workout equipment where I was. You know what I mean? So we had to improvise. You know what I'm saying? You stand between two bunks. If there was some units, they had 6-man cells in it, right, or 7-man cells. There was 3 double bunks and then a single bunk in a corner, right? So between the 2 double bunks, you stand on the top bunk and you put a guy, he sits in the sheet, and you wrap it in your hands and you do pull-ups and shit like that, right? So there's always ways of improvising. You know what I mean? We would unscrew the bunks from the bottom of from the floor and lay it underneath it and put a guy on it, and, you know, they're all metal bunks, and sometimes that's how we would bench press. You know what I mean? Different units have different COs. You know what I'm saying? You have to improvise. You know what I mean? But with that being said, the unit I was in, like I said, I had a lot of free time. I was good. You know what I mean? So I'm out for I'm outside rec one morning, and I hear my name come over the speaker. You can hear it on the CO's radio, and made Dupras back to the unit. I go back in. They tell me, you know, Dupras, they want you inside. I go back inside. I'm like, what's up? They're telling me, pack your shit, you're leaving. And I'm like, nah, I ain't leaving. Nah, fuck that. So he's like, yeah, you're leaving. I'm like, nah, I didn't put in a request to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck that, man. He's like, listen, you know, I'm like, fuck it, call the captain. So, you know, they give me an ultimatum. You have 2 choices. You can either pack your shit and leave, or you can go to the hole. And I'm sitting there like what the fuck is the issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I haven't done anything. I haven't caught any tickets. I mind my business. Unless something's brought to me, I mind my business. You know what I'm saying? But the captain I had, like, I knew him. His name was Derek. I only use his last name, but I've known him since we were kids, you know, in school and shit, right? And he's telling me, well, listen, you know, like, you got these fucking guys, they don't go to chow, and, you know, unless you go, and they don't want to leave the chow hall until you leave, and, you know, like, you know, they won't go for outside rec if you don't go out, and, but, you know, when you get up and you go to the card table, you got fucking 20 guys that, you know, congregate around you, and I'm telling them, listen, Derek, I'm not asking these guys for that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for nobody to follow us, you know what I'm saying? I came in alone, I do my bit alone, I go home alone. That's them, you know what I mean? They're following me because they respect me, they know who I am, you know, they know on the streets how I get down and shit, right? Or I used to when I was younger. Let's put it like that, when I was younger, right? Not anymore. I'm not into that street bullshit, you know what I mean? I'm not into going back to jail. But anyways, so he tells me, so listen, so I'm like, so I have to leave or I'm going to the hole. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? You know, so now I'm concerned, like, am I still going to have my job? You know what I'm saying? Am I still going to be a worker? And he's like, yeah, you're going to Ash Street. It's, you know, you're going to, you know, move in the plant. Now, when you go to Ash Street and you move into the plant, yeah, it's still single cells, but the cells are, I mean, they gotta be, I don't know, they're probably fucking, so they're 7 by 10 is a regular cell, 7 by 10, so these things gotta be 10 by 20 feet. Like, it's enough to put 6 bunks in there, you know what I'm saying? You got your own toilet, your own sink, your own bed, you know what I'm saying? You lock in. You come in the plant. There's 8 workers up there, right? There's 8 guys that live in the plant, right? So there's 4 cells on one side, 4 cells on the other side, and we're all workers, right? So like we all got different jobs. One guy's got in-house cleaner. The other guy does tear cleaning. One guy does medical. He works in medical and does cleaning down there. Then you have the laundry workers, the kitchen workers, the property workers. They go down and help the guys with property. From new inmates coming in and out, they change their clothes. They hang up the straps downstairs. So I said, fuck it. As long as I'm still going to go and make my 10 days, fuck it. I'll go out. Fuck it. What am I going to do? You know what I mean? So I go down there. I go to Ash Street. And it was a blessing. Like, it was just so much easier at the time. Like, they just did not fuck with you. The cops, they just gave you so much respect because, for one, I'm already sentenced. I'm already coming down to, like, the end of my bid. You know what I'm saying? I did 13 months there. I started out as a plant worker, so I would get up in the morning, I would sweep and mop the plant, and then I'm done for the day. That's it. And I'm out all day long, like you're out all day long. The only time you get locked down is for count time. You get locked down at 3 o'clock for count. They come in the morning, they do a count at 7 o'clock in the morning on shift change. 7:30, the cells get popped, and we're out all day long. When I mean all day long, I mean we roam around the jail all day long. That's how we make things happen. We go to different cells that when people are locked down. So these were, in this facility, there are tiers, right? So there's a tier this way. It's a big square. You know what I'm saying? It's a big square, and there's tiers. And I started out as a plant worker. I'd get up at 7:15 in the morning. Everyone else goes out to work. You do the job. You come in. You clean the plants down. We had our own shower inside there, so we didn't use the community shower like everybody else. Like the other 200 inmates, that would go and they all got to go up into the community shower. They all go and shower together and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was a plant worker. I'd get up. I'd sweep the plant. I'd mop it down where everybody's out there. We would get waxed. We'd buff the floors. It was like living short of women being there. Now we had naturally nurses and women COs, right? But other than that, like that one had no women except for on the holding side. Okay, so on the holding side, they're not inmates, but they get arrested, right? So if you get arrested overnight in Fall River, or you get arrested in New Bedford or Dartmouth, Swansea, Southern New England, right? If you get arrested in Bristol County, you go to Ash Street. Now, Ash Street, you can get arrested on a Friday night, and they got the holding tanks that if people don't get bailed out, they stay there all weekend. So we get women in there that would, they'd give us shows. You bring them down an extra piece of cake, and you got women doing you got guys, not me. I was married. But you got inmates an inmate would watch. Now once you get underneath the tier, the camera can't see you, right? So the guy would stand right up close to the fucking cell, and we'd get blowjobs, and they would get blowjobs and whatever else. And we'd have the fucking women over there fingering themselves, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's you'd be amazed at how many relationships get started over a chick getting arrested over the weekend. That's fucking unbelievable, right? But so from there I graduated into the laundry worker. And once I was a laundry worker, then it goes hand in hand with property. Now property, I was able to get brand new t-shirts, brand new socks, brand new whites, socks, t-shirts, sheets, towels, face cloths, always brand new shit, brand new uniforms. I always had fresh pressed uniforms on visit day. When people would leave, they leave shit behind. The canteen that I would have come up on, the canteen, sneakers, You know, it was all a hustle. You know, always, we had Reeboks where we get Reebok Classics. I was the only one in that facility that have Reebok high top. They came from, I want to say they came from South Bay, which is, I forgot what county South Bay is right now. But South Bay is down towards Boston. And I think it's Nashua County is where they are. And we had an inmate come from over there that brought him down, and I had him for a year. So because an inmate brought him into the facility, they couldn't ban him, right? But we had a big thing go on in there, and you know, but like the sneakers ended up they were causing problems. I ended up selling them to somebody. I heard that they were gonna take them off me. They were gonna take them. Like I said, I had the things for like 9 months before they decided that they didn't sell them on Canteen. I had to get rid of them. So I sold the thing for $70, and the kid had them for 2 days, and they ended up taking them in a shakedown, and the kid lost them. You know, but I made the money on them. But people would leave and leave their sneakers behind. You know, it's a bad omen when you leave. And now, don't get me wrong. If you're one of them people who you don't have anything, you know, you don't have money on the streets, you don't have clothes, you're homeless and shit like that. Like when you go to jail, and you know, when people leave, they leave their sweats behind, their shorts, their sweatshirts, t-shirts, shit like that, right? So, like I said, I work in property. I always got that shit, right? The property worker, the property staff member, he always let me get that shit, you know what I'm saying? Radios, I always had radios, extra radios, and I couldn't keep them because ID numbers get carved into them, right? And so if they do a shakedown and your radio doesn't have your ID number on it, they take it, right? So, you know, I'd get a radio and I'd flip it right away, you know what I mean? $7, $8, or just the headphones. I was the only one with a digital Sony radio inside my facility because it came from another facility. Another inmate brought it down. I knew him, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Once he left, he gave me all the shit. That's how I come up on the Reeboks. That's how I come up on the radio. All that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, so property was good. Now I was a laundry worker. Being a laundry worker, certain people pay to have their laundry done. So everybody gets, so you go into the laundry room and there's 4 washing machines, right? So you get 2 double-sized washing machines, and then you get 2 like single-size. They're industrial ones, but they're like single-size. So like all my clothes I would wash separately. I didn't wash my clothes with nobody else's. So this way, if someone's got like skin fungus or nail fungus on it, you know what I'm saying? Like my shit just didn't get washed with it. So people would pay to have that same luxury. They get their shit washed, dried, and folded. Everybody else's, they throw their laundry in. It goes in 30 bags at a time. You know what I'm saying? And they all get mixed in together. Mine, I had bleach. I had like everybody else's had like an industrial, what do you call it? Like laundry detergent. It was like a canister. You know what I'm saying? Mine, I had laundry detergent. You know what I'm saying? We had boxes of laundry detergent, which I would sell to different inmates, you know, if they were on lockdown and they couldn't get their clothes out and shit, you know what I mean? They'd wash them in their cell. I'd sell the laundry detergent, you know what I mean? I was making $80, $90 a week by myself, and I had a partner in there with me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we were both making $80, $90 a week from people having their clothes folded and dried, you know what I'm saying? So laundry only gets done two times a week, okay? But now we have to be down there every day because of inmates that leave. All their uniforms, their sheets and shit, they all get washed and, you know, put down property. Because I was a property worker, when brand new sheets come in, people would buy sheets to make pictures on them, you know, and when they're old sheets and they all got balls on them, they're no good, you know what I'm saying? So if you got the fresh, brand new, fresh, crisp sheets, they sell for big money. You know what I mean? Brand new t-shirts. You know, people don't want to walk around with yellow, dingy t-shirts on them. The property guy would let me get t-shirts. Like, I mean, I'm bringing back t-shirts, you know, for people in my plant. Everybody had brand new t-shirts. All the kitchen workers had brand new t-shirts. But the rest of the jail, they were jailers. They weren't sentenced yet, right? so they didn't have access to none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? And you go up and like the shit we would get, you know what I'm saying? Like they would trade drugs for new t-shirts and for food, shit that, you know, people come in, like I said, they don't get sneakers. Instead of buying them for $70 on Canteen, you sell a pair of sneakers, Reebok, you know, they're used but they're in good condition. You sell them for $20, $25, you know what I'm saying? The worse off, if someone come in as a homeboy, you bless them, you know what I'm saying? We always had a setup for someone to come in, brand new t-shirts and you know, sweats and sneakers, a radio for guys that were coming off the streets that didn't have nothing, you know what I'm saying? Dudes that I know from the streets, you know. So I had a lot of shit going on in jail. So once I moved, it was the most comfortablest time that I had, you know what I'm saying? The COs didn't fuck with me. I was good. I had a nurse on the side that I'd get sleeping meds and the pull I had over there was unbelievable, you know. And I just kept my nose clean and, you know, didn't fuck with nobody. And you know, I had shit on the outside. They would come in. We had a screen. Now it's got plexiglass over it, but it was a screen. You can fit like a little, like a sippy straw from like a Dunkin' Donuts or something like that. Them little sippy straws, they would be able to fit right through the screen. So we'd have people put, you know, Suboxones, or they'd fill it with, you know, coke or heroin, like, you know, weed. They had that synthetic weed that was going around for a while, that, you know, that bath shit that they were smoking. You know, we'd have someone fill up the straw. They come in, straws go for $200 a piece, you know what I'm saying? You can get a Suboxone off the street for $10, right? You break a Suboxone down in jail, and you're breaking the thing down into 12 pieces. You know what I'm saying? You're making $120 off a $10 piece of Suboxone. You know what I'm saying? Incredible mock-up on drugs in jail. And the drugs you get. Now, I was a worker, right? So while everybody's locked down, we'd be able to walk the yard, or, you know, we had our own yard time and shit like that. So, you know, we'd have people that were jailers locked up. A lot of the Puerto Ricans, you know, they'd say, hey, I got a, so right from the street, so the jail, we was right on a normal street in the neighborhood, right? So you can walk the street and throw a Nerf ball or a handball over the wall, and it'll land in our yard, you know what I'm saying, our rec yard. So, you know, someone come up and be like, hey, yo, such and such is coming over, it'll be there today. Go out in the yard before, you know, at lunch, or, you know, as soon as rec opens, go out there before the jailers. Bing, bing, pick up the ball, bring it in. You know what I'm saying? You get blessed. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I had a lot of shit going on in Ash Street, and I was fighting it. I really was fighting to move. And once I got there, it was like, it was a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of them stories that how my bid turned from going okay, you know what I'm saying, to just a blessing. Like I lived back, and, you know, I had so when I was over in Dartmouth, the visits that I would have, they would be it would be on a phone. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to talk to your girl, and you're trying to look through the plexiglass, and it'd be distorted and shit, you know what I'm saying? You really can't see, right? Once I got to Ash Street, like I say, it was just that screen. I would sit on one bench, she would sit on the other side. You can feel your girl's hand, you know, or skin through the screen, you know what I'm saying? She'd come up and you give her a kiss through the screen, like, yeah, it's a screen between you, but you can still feel this, you know, like they sit down, they show you their tits, they just pull their shirt out, or shit like that. You pull your cock out, and the girl be over there looking at you on the other side, you know what I mean? Shit like that. It was awesome. It was a good hit over there. Until, you know, all good things come to an end. Then they put plexiglass up. They moved to video visits, you know what I'm saying? So you had to do a Skype visit, you know what I'm saying? But all of that was all taking place right as I left. So my time there was blessed, you know what I'm saying? But the what I have to leave you with is this. The biggest blessing I have was getting out and staying out. Crime is not worth it, you know. I would stay home and trade anything to be home, you know, rather than as comfortable as I was. This is where I'm comfortable. This is where I want to be, you know. So, guys, practice positivity. Keep your heads high. You know, if you're in the streets, think about it, man. Listen, you got that homeboy you're out there shooting for, right? When you shoot somebody and you go to jail, see if that homeboy's gonna bless you with canteen. See if that homeboy's gonna bless you with letters. All that shit stops, man. You go to jail alone, you're literally alone except for your family, you know? And then when you're in jail, you got your homeboys trying to slide in and hit your chick on the side. You know what I'm saying? It's stay out of jail, get out of the streets. It's not worth it. Get yourself, there's so many fucking opportunities nowadays on the internet, you know, where you can make money and you don't even need to be in the streets, man. You know, a lot of these legitimate gangbangers are, you know, unless they're 15, 16, 17, they're still young-minded. A lot of them older cats know it's not worth it anymore. You know what I'm saying? But with that, listen, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. It's your boy Big Will. Until next time, peace.